Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Morning Bible. It's wonderful to have you again. Luke, chapter 11, you know what it is. We've got a short one today. We're doing just 3 verses, which I think so far is the shortest passage that we've looked at. So this might not be a very long video, but it's still good. God's word is still good, even in short doses, which I struggled to say a little bit. So let's just get straight into it because I'm rambling. Let's have a read. Luke chapter 11 verse 33. So this is Jesus talking, and he gives a little parable. He says, "No one after lighting a lamp puts it in a cellar or under a basket, but on a stand, so that those who enter may see the light. Your eye is the lamp of your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light, and when it is bad, your body is full of darkness. Therefore be careful, lest the light in you be darkness. If then your whole body is full of light, having no part dark, it will be wholly bright, as when a lamp with its rays gives you light." So, it's on the surface, this seems like a very clear, straightforward kind of analogy, but the more you dig into it, the more it's a little bit, not confusing, but there's more to it than that. Part of what made this confusing for me is because Jesus talks about a lamp and putting it under a basket in Matthew as part of the Sermon on the Mount. He says, wait, I tried to memorize it, let's see how I can do it. "You are the light of the world, like a city on a hill, but no one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket. Instead, the lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out from you, so that everyone will praise your Heavenly Father." So that's what Jesus talks about in Matthew. And the analogy there is quite clear. He's saying, look, you are my people, you are lights in the world, you're like lamps in a stand, but you need to place that lamp on a stand so that people can see your goodness, people can see your good works. You need to be out there living in the world, shining light into dark areas. And so on the surface, I thought, oh, well, this passage is the same as that, but it isn't. This comes at a different point in Jesus' ministry. In Matthew, that comes very early on. In Matthew chapter 5, right at the start of Jesus' teaching, this comes later. And it's a different analogy because Jesus isn't saying, you are the lamp that's in the world, giving light to the dark parts of the world. Jesus is saying God's sort of revelation, the revelation of God, your faith, your belief in him, is the light. And the darkness that it's filling is your life. You know, you are the house that it's filling, rather than the house being, well, the house is you. So before we get into all that, let's just read it bit by bit and see what we can get out of it. So verse 33. "No one after lighting a lamp puts it in a cellar or under a basket, but on a stand, so that those who enter may see the light." So here we aren't told yet what the light means, but the message is quite clear. Look, the light is a good thing, and so the good thing should be put on a stand. It should be put somewhere prominent, where the light dispels all of the darkness around it, where it has, where it's in the middle of the room. It's like right in the center so that it can cast its light everywhere. You don't put it under a basket, you don't put it in a cellar, you put it right in the middle of the house so that everything can be lit up by it. And so the light is something good that you want to fill up the dark parts, essentially. So then Jesus goes on and he gives us a bit of a clue to what this is all about. He says, "Your eye is the lamp of your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light. But when it is bad, your body is full of darkness." So that's sort of the next chunk. Jesus tells us, okay, so in this specific analogy, this setting, the house that's being lit up by the light, the house is your body and the light is your eye. So your eye can be the source of goodness, it can be the source of lightness to the house. It can feed light and sort of nourishment and truth and goodness into the house, or it can be a source of darkness. And so essentially, but what Jesus means by that is not just be careful what you look at. It's more, how do you see the world? Are you seeing the world with godly eyes? Or are you seeing the world with dark eyes? Are you looking for the good in things? Are you looking for God's work? Are you seeing the best in people? Are you looking at the world lovingly? Are you looking at the world in the way that God looks at the world? Or are you looking at the world and seeing evil? Are you looking at the world and looking for corruption, looking for, opportunities for you to gain yourself, for selfish motives, greedy motives? What lens are you looking at the world through? What is your eye seeing when you look at the world? He says, when your eye is healthy, when your eye is seeing good things, your body is full of light. So if you're healthy, if you have a healthy perception of the world around you, then you're being filled with goodness. You're being filled with God's goodness. But when it is bad, your body is full of darkness. So when your eye is bad, your body is full of darkness. And bear in mind, Jesus isn't saying if you're in a super happy, good part of your life, then you see the light, and if you're in a super sad, difficult part of your life, you're seeing the light. What part of your life is irrelevant, where you are is irrelevant, it's what your eye sees. Is how are you looking at it? What's the lens that you're looking at the world in? Regardless of your situation, you can have a healthy eye and a bad eye. So you could be in the toughest of times right now, but if you have a healthy eye, if you're looking at the world and seeing God's goodness in it, if your eye is healthy, then your eye will be a light to your body. So let's look at the next verse. Jesus says, "Therefore, be careful, lest the light in you be darkness." So he's saying, be careful. This isn't something where it's dead clear and dead obvious sometimes. He's saying, look, it can be subtle having the darkness creep in through the way you look at the world. And it can be subtle how that darkness will fill you. So you need to be careful, you need to be vigilant, you need to be assessing yourself of, are you filling your body with light, or are you filling your body with darkness through your eyes? He finishes off with saying, "If then your whole body is full of light, having no dark part, it will be wholly bright, as when a lamp with its rays gives you light." And so he's saying, if you're getting all of this light in, then you'll fill up all of the shadows, all of the dark parts that are in you, all of the difficult parts that are in you. If that light is bright enough, if you're letting enough light in, then all those shadows will eventually be cast away. It's like if you have like a really small sort of candle in the middle of a room, there'll still be a lot of shadows around. There is a light, but there'll be a lot of shadows. But let's say, you bought like a fog light into your room, suddenly it's all completely lit up. Or if you could shrink down the sun and bring that into your room, suddenly there's not going to be a shadow in there, because that light's bouncing around and it's even getting behind the cabinets, it's even getting under the bed and reaching all the parts of your room where you thought that it couldn't fill up. If you let in enough light, eventually all of the shadows will be chased out. And so that's essentially what Jesus is ending on. He's saying, look, don't limit the amount of light that you're taking into your room. If then your whole body is full of light, if you let all of that light come in and fill up every part of you, and there's no part darkness, then you'll be wholly bright. And wholly bright is positive language. It's talking about how your body will be good. Your being, your sense of self will be good. It will be bright. Even in dark times, if you're letting all of that light into you, and your eyes are healthy and you're taking in the light around you, and that means in practical ways, that means reading your Bible. It means praying for people. It means seeing the good in people. It means doing godly actions and seeing the fruit from them. It means exposing yourselves to the kind of things that you want to be letting into your life. If there are things that are bad influences, are corrupting things, things like alcohol or something like that, it's about turning your eyes away from those things and turning your eyes towards God, turning your eyes to the light things in your life. And then you'll become wholly bright, as when a lamp with its rays gives you light. And that's the last thing. It's a very subtle wording thing, but I think it's really important. He says, when a lamp with its rays gives you light. You're being given the light. You don't have to be the source of the light yourself. You don't have to generate this light within yourself. You don't have to sort of strive really hard yourself to create this light. God is the light. God is the light that you're looking at. You're not having to make these matches and strike them and sort of do everything yourself. There is a sun right there. There's a very big light that's brighter than anything you could ever make. It's giving you the light already. All you need to do is have the healthy eyes to be able to take that light in. It's a really cool little passage. It's a really interesting little metaphor, and it's one that I hadn't really come across. I'd come across this metaphor before, but in the context of Matthew, not in this context. which is really interesting. So I had a lot of fun preparing today's video, even though it's only 3 verses. It just shows the Bible can be powerful in really small chunks as well as in big chunks. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. It'll be Friday when you're watching this, yeah, so I will see you tomorrow. I hope that you have a lovely start to the weekend, lovely end to the week. Get a good bit of rest, enjoy your unlimited exercise. Yeah, stay safe. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.